At a high-level military briefing, the room buzzed with the hushed, serious tones of generals and colonels. Maps and strategic plans covered the massive oak table. A new face stood out among the sea of decorated offices. A young woman, Captain Eva Rostova. Her presence was an anomaly, her reputation a whisper. The tension was thick enough to cut with a knife when General Marcus Thorne, a man whose voice could command armies, fixed his steely gaze on her. "Captain," he boomed, his voice echoing slightly in the grand wood-paneled room. "State your call sign for the record." All eyes turned to Eva. She stood straight, her expression unreadable, a picture of calm amidst the storm of scrutiny. A few officers exchanged skeptical glances, wondering what this newcomer could possibly bring to a table of seasoned veterans. The silence stretched, amplifying the weight of the general's demand. Eva took a steady breath, her voice clear and unwavering as it cut through the silence. "Specter 6, sir." The effect was instantaneous and electric. The name hung in the air, and the room went dead silent. The low murmur of conversation ceased. The rustling of papers stopped. Even General Thorne, a man rarely caught off guard, froze for a split second, his eyes widening almost imperceptibly. Specter 6 wasn't just a call sign. It was a legend, a ghost story whispered in the barracks and intelligence circles. It belonged to the phantom leader of Specter Unit, a Black Ops team so covert that most of the military believed they were a myth. A boogeyman created to scare adversaries. The Specters were ghosts. They didn't officially exist. Their missions were the impossible ones deep behind enemy lines. No backup, no recognition. They were the scalpel in the dark, the unseen force that shifted the tides of conflicts without leaving a trace. To be a Specter was to be the best of the best. To lead them, there was a whole other level. Specter 6 was the call sign of their commander, the legendary, faceless, nameless leader who had orchestrated some of the most daring and successful covert operations in modern history. The officers in the room stared at Eva, their minds racing to reconcile the image before them, a young, unassuming captain with the legend of Specter 6. The quiet, almost shy woman who had been standing in the corner was the mastermind behind Operation Nightfall, the one who dismantled a global terror network in a single night. She was the strategist who recovered stolen nuclear codes from an impenetrable fortress without a single casualty. It seemed impossible. Legends were supposed to be larger than life, grizzled old warriors, not someone who looked like they had just graduated from the academy. General Thorne was the first to recover. A slow, knowing smile spread across his face, replacing his initial shock. He had known. Of course, he had personally requested her presence. He wanted the other leaders to see, to understand the caliber of the asset they now had at their disposal. He let the silence linger a moment longer, allowing the full weight of her identity to sink in. He had just dropped a bomb without saying a word himself. Finally, he spoke again, his voice now laced with a deep, profound respect that hadn't been there before. "Well, Specter 6, he said, the name rolling off his tongue with newfound gravity. "Welcome. We were just discussing an impossible situation. I believe you're uniquely qualified to help." The skepticism in the room had evaporated, replaced by a mixture of awe, respect, and a palpable sense of anticipation. They weren't just looking at Captain Rostova anymore. They were looking at a living legend, the ghost in the machine, and they knew that whatever came next, the rules of the game had just been fundamentally changed. The impossible was now on the table. Thanks for watching.